I always feel bad when I look on my kitchen counter and I see brown bananas. It's like, why didn't I eat them sooner? Well, those days are long gone because scientists at Tropic Biosciences, they have discovered a gene-edited super banana. That's right. This banana is going to stay fresh and resist browning. And so just on that happy note, keep your eyes peeled because they're going to be hitting stores soon. Oh, it just reminds me of my mom. I remember we're going shopping and I said, here, buy these bananas. And she's like, no, they're green. I never buy green bananas. Man, oh man. Hey, listen, on that happy note, welcome to the Kim Komando Show. I'm America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again, always making sure that you are tech ahead or else you're going to be left tech behind in the digital dust. And you just tapped into the biggest show, the best show, the most trusted show about all things digital. And you can find my award-winning show on over 420 top stations. And of course, I'm streaming in your favorite radio app. And you can get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast. Yes, wherever you get your podcast, just search for Komando with a K. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members in 175 different countries and 200 ships at sea get the Kim Komando Show. I think that is so amazingly awesome. And the Komando hotline is open right now at 1-888-825-5254. If you want to join in the fun, and just a reminder, you can always drop me your questions through the website over at Komando.com. There's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. Alrighty then, I'd like to thank SimpliSafe for helping to make this show possible. We all need routines that bring us calm in this chaotic world. And for millions of Americans, arming their SimpliSafe home security system is that moment of peace. Visit simplysafekim.com to claim 50% off on a new system with a professional monitoring plan. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Alrighty then, every single day, weekends, holidays, you name it, I visit at least 30 to 40 different sites to make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world. And here are the top 5 things that you need to know about right now. We're going to start with the question that a lot of people are asking me. Do you think that this whole surge of everything that's artificial intelligence related is very similar to the dot-com bubble that happened in the 1990s? Well, here's the deal. If I could answer that question with complete accuracy, well, then I could be Warren Buffett and replace his uncanny ability to predict what's going to happen in the marketplace. But there are some real differences between what's happening with artificial intelligence today and then back in the 1990s dot-com surge. Back then corporations were dot-com giddy. I remember, I think the guy owned like mall.com, and he called me and he said, Kim, I got $20 million and I want to invest it in your show. Well, he didn't quite get the $20 million. I think he invested 20,000. But they were just throwing money all over the place, blindly paying outrageous prices for websites with absolutely no chance of any profitability. And then, of course, that bubble peaked 25 years ago. We're talking about pets.com, eToys. Go.com was actually a Disney product and just collapsed. So there is no AI bubble per se. If anything, AI is undervalued because AI is just everywhere. Moving on to number 2, April 5th is the day. That's right. That's when TikTok is going to get banned in the U.S. or ByteDance will sell it. And here's where we're at. President Trump says a deal is in the works, and there are 4 groups. Rumored U.S. buyers in the running include Oracle, Perplexity AI, a group led by real estate mogul Frank McCourt and Reddit's co-founder, and even maybe Mr. Beast. That's right. The price, are you ready for it? $400 billion. Ooh, definitely out of my budget. But will they get the algorithm? Because the algorithm is really what really pushes TikTok along. And I don't think it's going to happen. But meanwhile, in a total PR move, and after 7 years of being in the United States, guess what happened on TikTok this past week? Are you ready? The app is rolling out family tools so you can control how much time your kiddos are spending on TikTok. Coincidence? I don't think so. Moving on to number 3, we're going to talk about hologram doctors. Let's say you're facing a cancer diagnosis, and a doctor on the screen, telehealth is just not enough. But listen to this. This is so amazing. At the West Cancer Center, a Memphis-based medical group, doctors are spending hours on the road traveling to rural clinics. But they decided that they needed something better than traveling around and also telehealth. So, straight out of Star Trek, a hologram doctor. Now in Paris, Tennessee, a town of 10,000 folks, you step into an exam room and you face a 7-foot-tall, 4-foot-wide box. It's flat, it's clear. There's 4K LCD screens, and inside your doctor appears sitting in a chair, looking you right in the eyes, and it feels like they're there. So how much do you think this costs from Proto Hologram? That's the company who's making it. How much do you think that's going to cost? It's not actually, I don't think it's that bad. $29,000 per unit. Of course, that price is going to be coming down. Moving on to number 4. Oh, those Captchas. Remember? How many fire hydrants do you see? How many motorcycles do you see? And now you have to like spin the wheel to line up the deer in the picture or whatever it might be. Here's some interesting numbers. Research from the University of Irvine shows that while humans can solve Captchas in 9 to 15 seconds, their success rate is pretty abysmal, maybe 50%. Meanwhile, AI bots can crack the Captchas in less than a second with an accuracy of, you ready for it? This is nutso, 99.8%. Wow, isn't that something? But I also want to warn you about a Captcha. There's a fake one that's popping up, and it asks you to do 3 things. Press the Windows key in R, which opens up the command box for run. Control V, paste I'm not a robot and a verification ID, and then you press enter. Now, if you did any of that, just keep in mind, you just executed a hidden prompt that downloads malware right into your computer. That's it. So if you see that anywhere on the web, just move past it. You know, I wrote a bot script to get past website security, and so far it's managed to evade Captcha. Oh, that was some bad geek humor right there. All right, and finally this, coming at number 5. I couldn't believe this story. I don't think you're going to believe it either. I mean, how many pictures do you have of your kids? Okay, a lot. Okay, how many pictures did your parents take of you? A lot. Well, millennial parents of the 2010s, they have a new form of embarrassment. Snapchat baby photos. I'm still shaking my head. One mom told Fast Company that when her daughter needed baby pictures for a school project, all she had were shots of her little girl with puppy dog ears. No real faces, just endless Snapchat filters. Okay. So all she has is pictures of her kid with these stupid filters on the kid's face. Wow, isn't that something? My bet someday there's going to be a market for these de-filtering apps. Man, I'll tell you. I tried to take a photo of the fog this morning, but I'll tell you what. I missed. Ooh. You're going to steal that one. I know, especially like if you live along the coast, like Santa Barbara, one of those places. All right, over 41,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into this one fluid platform. NetSuite has added a range of new AI features to its product, and these updates are designed to help companies operate more efficiently. So, for example, the software can now automatically detect unusual activity in a company's financial data, allowing issues to be addressed quickly before they become bigger problems. It helps give you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're just peering into the future with actionable data. And when you're closing the books in days and not weeks, you're spending less time looking backward and more time at what's next. And NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and then seize your biggest opportunities. Now, I need you to do this. I always want you to be tech ahead. I say that a lot. Download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning for free right now at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim. All right, coming up. Oh, I have so much to tell you. I was having trouble like squeezing it all in. Do you remember the Kia boys? They're gone. They've been replaced by the Nissan boys. I also have 3 side hustles that you're going to love because you're going to make some quick money at that. How much you're really paying for Amazon Prime, I bet you're going to be shocked by that. And then we have 3 scams that are spreading right now. And let me tell you, we just have the best callers ever. And of course, you have me, Kim Komando. Okay, let's just face it. You need a new phone. If you don't already have an iPhone 16 Pro, I'm giving one away, and I want to give it to you, but I cannot give it to you if you don't enter to win. So you need to go to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. It's a $999 value, no purchase required. Again, that's winfromkim.com. You might be saying, so Kim Komando, what is the catch? Okay, the catch is that you have to try a few issues of my free newsletter, which, by the way, I have a 98% positive rating. Yes, Debbie Lawson told me not to be negative and say I had 2% negative rating, say I have a 98% positive rating. And Debbie, you're absolutely right. Let me tell you, every single day, over 650,000 people get my free newsletter, and you should be getting it too. So just try it out. Go to winfromkim.com. All right, we're talking about the Nissan boys versus the Kia boys in just a few minutes, but how about we rock and roll with some phone calls? Let's see. Brett in Reno, Nevada. Hi there, Brett.
Hey, Kim, how are you? I am excited to be on with you.
Well, it's awesome. I'm excited that you're here. So how can I help you out?
You were talking a couple of weeks ago about a side hustle that AI Assist or something, and I was looking for that link, and I wasn't able to find it, so I emailed in.
So you want to be the AI assistant?
Well, possibly, yes.
Okay. Hey, what have you done in the past?
Well, I've been a landscape contractor for 35 years.
Awesome. Well, so we have artificial intelligence. You have all these different chatbots, right? And
Yep.
You know as well as I do, I'm sure you've run into it, where they hallucinate, right? Which is just marketing speak for they're just making crap up, okay? But we can't say that, so we came up with this happy word, hallucinate, okay? And so you can make anywhere between $35 up to $65 an hour to review AI answers, help it figure out maybe different prompts, look at some charts and some images. And if it's having trouble understanding somebody's question or prompt, then it may reach out to you and say, what exactly are they asking me to do? And it is a solo job. It is a remote opportunity. It's called AI training or tutoring. And as I mentioned, they basically need human beings to fact check the artificial intelligence that they stole from everybody on the internet and anywhere else. So there's, for example, there's Elon Musk company XAI. There's data annotation.tech, Amazon's Mechanical Turk. They actually pay less than any of the other ones. And CrowdGen is number 4. And so I know you're sitting there saying, well, where do I get all these links? Okay, here's the happy thing, is that what we're going to do, Brett, I'm going to put you on hold, and we'll send the links out to you. And then for anybody else who you might be looking for a side hustle in artificial intelligence, how great would that be? Let's say you're on a date, and the gal says, or the guy says to you, like, what do you do? And you're like, I'm working in artificial intelligence. Now, if you want these links right now, head over to Komando.com. That's the official homepage, of course. Komando, Komando.com. And here's what you need to search for. Make $65 an hour. Make $65 an hour. Because that's the title of this article that will give you the 4 links that I just mentioned. And then, again, just type in the search box, make $65. I bet you that's even just going to pop up. Let's see, who do we have next? How about Laura in Houston, Texas? Hi, Laura. Glad to have you with us.
Hey, Kim. Hey, thank you so much for all you do and all your messaging and tips and really helping with just actionable items where, I just go right out and, stop it and change that setting or whatever.
Good.
So I really appreciate you.
Good. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that because, it is a labor of love. Let me tell you, it never stops.
I believe that. And you portray that in everything you do. So thank you. So, hey, I had something kind of weird come up, which I was on an interview and it was held on Google Meet.
Okay.
And then the next morning, I got several messages from Bravado that only could have been generated by something I had in my private conversation. Was this something that could have come from Google Meets or the person that was doing the interview having some type of recruiting thing that then fed it back into Bravado or something I couldn't even imagine.
What is Bravado? I don't know what that is.
It's some type of like a recruiting, job listing, network application having to do with, not quite of the LinkedIn level, but it was recommending a couple of jobs.
I see.
Hey, we think you'd be great for this based on only what could have come out of a couple of words out of this conversation, which I thought was private.
Well, let me tell you, Google Meet calls, they are encrypted. And Google has said that they don't analyze any meetings for ads or external sales, because then everybody kind of Freaky Friday about that. I mean, we're already Freaky Friday about them reading our Gmail, right? So imagine if we were having confidential meetings and then they had all that data. It's more likely that maybe the company that you mentioned or the interviewer was using some type of AI tools to maybe transcribe the conversation. And when they transcribed that conversation, that it then became linked back to you, no pun intended. And it also, when you signed up for this Bravado service, so many times is that hidden within the terms and conditions. And then when you sign up, is that they'll say, hey, we're going to be sharing this data with other recruiters. And so when you agreed to accept this meeting for this job and you shared your email and that information with Bravado, they went ahead and shared it with someplace else. Because anytime that they share the data, guess what they make? Money, honey, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what you can do is review any type of data sharing settings that is, that's in this Bravado service. They are probably using the AI transcription tools. It's pretty hard to stay anonymous any place, anytime. But I know what you're thinking. Like, I just got off this interview and now I'm getting these emails. Like, how targeted is this, right?
Yeah.
And so it's probably hidden somewhere in those terms and conditions that I'm sure you read, Laura, right?
Well, probably the first paragraph of 97 pages or whatever it was.
Exactly. You're like, you look at it and you're like, I'm just going to scroll down to agree. That's it. What's so funny is that I was with my nephew who's 4, and we were putting an app on his iPad, and the terms and conditions came up, and here he is, 4 years old, all the way to the bottom. I'm like, okay. You know what? He's doing exactly what everybody else does. Hey, Laura, thanks for your call today and your kind words. If you want to glow from the inside out, get your natural radiance back with Native Path Collagen. Now, some studies suggest collagen supplements may support bone health, tissue recovery, and overall skin and hair wellness. And right now, get 45% off, free shipping, and a free gift bundle at getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
Do you remember the Kia boys? Well, that was all that group on social media that they spread the news that if you wanted to steal a Kia, all you need to do is get this special key fob reader. Well, now we have the Nissan boys, doing the same thing. And so what you need to do is that if you have a key fob, a keyless remote for your car, just get a metal box or get a regular box and put some aluminum foil on the inside, and then keep those keys on the inside so that this way your car cannot get stolen. Hey, you don't want to miss any special moments in yours and your loved ones' lives. So if you're struggling to hear what's going on around you, you need to check out hear.com/Kim. They offer high-tech hearing aids like the Horizon IXs that deliver crystal clear sound that can be controlled right from your smartphone. Super cool. Plus, with their nationwide audiologist network and online consultations, help is always close by. Here's what you need to do. Visit hear.com/Kim to see if you qualify for a no-risk 45-day trial. That's hear.com/Kim. Let's see. Coming up, we're going to talk about how much you're really paying for Amazon Prime. And we have 3 scams that are spreading right now. And before we get back to all of your phone calls, so often people reach out and say, I'm looking for a side hustle. And we already talked about how you could be an AI tutor. How cool is that? But if you are looking to make some extra money, do you know that if you're a nice person, if you like talking to people, there's a site called Rent a Friend. Yes, Rent a Friend. It's also an app. All you do is you sign up and you can make $50 an hour just by hanging out with somebody. They say nothing weird, no dating. You're going to get paid to grab coffee, help somebody practice a foreign language, maybe just kind of sit and chit chat. $50 an hour. Now, if you have a pool, here's what I want you to do. I know it's still cold in a lot of parts of our country, but Swimply lets you rent it out by the hour. And some owners are making thousands a month just by renting out their pool on the weekend. Gosh, isn't that something? And if you have some extra space, the garage and attic or even a closet, you can list it on the Neighbor app. People will pay you to store their stuff, and it is a lot easier than dealing with a storage unit. I used to rent my neighbor's garage for a few cars. I thought that was always something funny, and be like, yeah, can you move your car? Because I got to get in your garage to get my car out. Yeah, those days are over. Hey, by the way, if you need those links, just hit Komando.com. David in beautiful Burbank, California. Hi there, David.
Hey, Kim. How you doing? I really need some help with some of this YouTube stuff or Facebook where right now I'm currently assisting like a super mega actress star. And I see a lot of her stuff on YouTube and you see all these images of her and, I see people, taking some of the videos and some of her records, they put it on there and then they wind up making, a lot of money off of her likenesses of it and that. And anyway, I was wanting to know if there's anything that she could do about it. What it really kind of irritated me a few weeks ago, I was looking on YouTube and I put in one of her movies and the whole movie's on there, and it's like she's not getting anything from it. Just some person,
so you say,
put it on there.
So you say, David, she's a super mega star. How big was she?
Well, when the Beatles first came to America in 1963 or 64 or something like that, I believe it's 64, they asked her if she wanted to be in A Hard Day's Night. And she said no because they were a bunch of nobodies, and Paul McCartney and John Lennon really wanted her to be on there, And she, I don't feel comfortable about mentioning her name, but she did, she's a TV star, a record star. She said had hits back in the day. She did the TV. She, I don't want to say anything else, but she played with everybody. I mean, from she danced with Gene Kelly.
Wow.
She was with Bing Crosby, and then later on, she was quite the rebel back in the day. But right now, it's just like I know people who are from that era, and you see their stuff on these programs and stuff, and they're not getting any kind of royalties or nothing. It just seems like another friend I know, he's 85 and he was on Bonanza and Rawhide and stuff like that. And I remember that in 2012 there was the SAG people. I think the gentleman, I don't mention his name, but it was Bruce Dow. It's allegedly that he, embezzled like $5 or $10 million from SAG or something like that. But anyway, my question is, how can she, get any kind of royalties or something like that from these because a lot of people, the movie that was put on there, they got 1.5 million views, and I guess a lot of people seem to be, I'm capitalizing on her likeness, and she worked so hard to get.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's got such a big signature trade name. She's really proud of her name, and she's just like, but it's just like I don't know if there's anything you can do about it or not.
Well, it's tough. It's tough because I can tell you that we have takedown notices of my stuff, and I'm not nearly what I'm sure. But the Beatles have never asked me to sing with them. As a matter of fact, the Beach Boys. I did have an audition with the Beach Boys once, and Bruce Johnson looked at me and said, "You know what? You should just stay on the radio." Okay, and I'm like, okay, not a problem. If the movie's being monetized and there are ads on the inside, she can contact the copyright owner which is probably the studio or the network.
It was MGM. Yeah.
And so that's when the companies will issue takedown notices, and sometimes the studios or the networks will claim the advertising revenue and then distribute the royalties. So if they're collecting money, then obviously she deserves a piece of that action. Does she have any of her own original content, interviews, anything like that?
Well, unfortunately, she doesn't have any rights to any of this stuff. Back, she's mostly known for the '60s and '70s, and she sang a lot of other people's music and stuff like that. That's the bad thing about it. She doesn't have any rights to it, but she made a lot of money when she was doing her stuff, like, several, probably millions. But now it's like, I honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know why anyone would be an actor or actress anymore, because when they kind of just throw you away in Hollywood. And now that when you get older, they just kind of, you just get little checks, those little checks that are like, $1 or $2.
Oh, wow.
And, $5. And, this is, of course, from the 60s or,
sure.
60s and 70s.
Yeah. Well, that's 50 years ago. It's not legal for anybody to do what they're doing. As I mentioned, the movie studio, the production company probably still owns the copyright to that. Now, what you can do is that you can file a copyright complaint at YouTube, and then you can select unauthorized use of my image. And then there's also, is she still a SAG-AFTRA member?
She's retired, but she does have, like a pension coming in from that.
Okay, good. Because the residuals department there can probably lend a hand. So,
right.
There's no slam dunk solution to this. It's not like she can just call up YouTube and say, "Hi, I was an A-list actress in the 60s and 70s, and I'm not anymore, and people are still making money off of me, and I want the money." Okay. It's because she doesn't own the copyright. And that's why what I was trying to get to is that if she was that big and that renowned, and there are people on YouTube that still love her, obviously.
She does have almost 200,000 followers and I mean, it's not that big compared to our people, but
no, that's a lot.
She's from that. She's over 80, and she's like, some of the people that knew her then, they've passed away too, stuff like that. But she was super huge. I mean, I don't want to mention her name, but she was big.
See, I'd love to know who she is. Why don't we have her on the show? Ask her if she wants to come on the show.
Okay. All right.
Ask her.
I'll see.
Ask her if she wants to come on the show. We can talk about her YouTube channel, what she's doing right now, the infringement, and some ideas. And, my whole idea is that if she did have any original content, then she could be posting that. She'd be making money off of that. But because she doesn't own the copyrights to any of the old stuff, then she's got to depend upon the production company, the studio, to actually do that. But ask her if she wants to come on the show. I'm sure I know who she is. I'm sure she knows who I am. We could have a nice little chit chat. And who knows? I mean, maybe we'll figure out a way for her to make money together. All right, think about this. Every time you look up anything online, even your embarrassing and private searches, you fill out a form or you shop, data brokers are watching. They collect and sell your information to anyone willing to pay. Your name, your address, your phone number, your social security number, even your social media activity, it's all out there, often without your knowledge or consent. And data brokers, they know everything. They use personal details to track and target you in ways you probably don't even realize, but there is a way to fight back. Incogni. It's a powerful tool that removes your data from these brokers, making it so much harder for anyone to get their sneaky hands on your personal information. Incogni automatically handles the tedious process of sending these removal requests to these data broker sites, so you don't have to do it. Not only does this reduce the risk of identity theft, but let me tell you, it did for me. It also cuts down on the number of spam calls and texts and emails. So this way you can take control of your personal data and reclaim your personal privacy. Here's what you need to do. Go to privacykim.com and you're going to get my deal with Incogni. That's 60% off. privacykim.com. All right, how much do you think you're paying for Amazon Prime? $79 a year? $100 a year? Okay, if you want to skip some ads on Prime Video, that's an extra $2.99 a month. What if you're getting groceries delivered from Whole Foods? That's $9.95. You like that music? It's $9.99 a month. Okay, a fully loaded Amazon Prime membership with all the perks. Make a guess. How much you think it's going to cost you? You're wrong. $320 a year. $320 a year. So you might want to take a look at these Prime subscriptions to see if it's everything that you really need, because maybe you needed it then and you don't need it now. All right, still to come, 3 sneaky scams are spreading right now. I need to spread the word about here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, you're tired of dealing with those annoying, frustrating passwords? Well, NordPass ends the madness for good. You can forget juggling dozens or even hundreds of passwords. NordPass remembers and auto-fills them for you. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this. It's just $1.24 per month. Your sanity is totally worth it, right? Go to nordpass.com/Kim. Get my exclusive deal for Kim Komando listeners. $1.24 per month. nordpass.com/Kim. Have you been sitting there the whole time?
No, I just got here.
Oh, I was wondering what's going on.
There was a busload of nuns and orphans broke down on the highway, and I had to stop and save all of their lives.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is what, not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear Cardinals hats.
I think that's great. Joining me, of course, is Andrew Babinski, my cohort.
Hi, Kim.
Yeah, I looked over. I was like, oh, there's Andrew.
Surprise!
Surprise. So you are late. Don't we have to have a talk about this or something?
No, it's fine. Just carry on.
Just carry on.
Talk to the people on the phones, not me.
Well, how about Rick in Fayette, Iowa? Hello there, Rick.
Hi, Kim. Thank you for taking my call. I'll give you a couple seconds of background if that's okay.
Sure.
I learned Fortran programming on punch cards. I learned basic language programming on a Commodore 4032. That's 40-column screen and 32K RAM. So I've been at this for a while. For the last year or more, we've been inundated by AI.
Of course, yes.
So my thought is, and this is out of the blue, and hopefully you'll know a lot more about it than I do, is AI now capable today of running an air traffic control for a small or medium or large airport with human oversight?
Why do you ask?
Well, you hear about how stressful the job is for those who do it, and how hard it is to find enough people to do it, and how long you have to train, and how soon you burn out. And AI doesn't need to sleep, and AI doesn't need to lose concentration.
Well, let's talk about this. With AI, it does have spatial awareness in 3 days. Okay, so it can track the aircraft in real time using radar and satellite data. It does have predictive collision avoidance. It can optimize flight paths, but here's what it can't do. Let me tell you a personal story. Okay, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
I was flying back to Phoenix, Arizona. Let's see, it was probably 5 o'clock in the afternoon, landing in Scottsdale, Arizona.
You were flying Southwest like you always do?
Excellent, yes, good
okay.
choice.
Making sure.
It wasn't Southwest.
Oh, okay.
It was Komando Airlines. Okay? Jerk face.
Aren't you glad I'm back?
Sorry for that interruption, Rick.
That's okay.
And so we're on approach to Scottsdale. I want to say 2,500 feet above the ground. Okay. And all of a sudden, the plane that I'm in and our pilots, all of a sudden we're just going along, coasting along, getting ready to land into Scottsdale. And all of a sudden, they jerk the plane up. And I look what happened, and I look underneath us, and I see a little Cessna 172, little tiny plane, right underneath us. Okay. With no transponder on, which would alert the other planes that this little 172 was coming towards us. Obviously, we have a transponder on. He doesn't have the right gear to know if there's a transponder. The plane is white, pretty hard to see. His plane was purple, by the way, for some reason. And so we land on the ground, and I said, what the hell was that?
You know this is a true story when that was her quote after the flight.
Okay. And two gentlemen, both seasoned pilots, told me exactly what happened. This 172 probably came out not from Scottsdale, another airport in the vicinity, wasn't paying attention, didn't have a transponder on, wasn't listening to the radio, and just decided that this was the path that he or she was going to take. So when you ask about artificial intelligence, it wouldn't have helped in that situation because it wouldn't have the data to know that that 172 was right there. So you need human interaction to do that. Make sense?
Well, yes, and as I stated at the beginning, there would certainly have to be human oversight.
Yes. So you can use AI, and we are using AI, especially our military drones are using AI. And NASA and both the FAA, they are testing AI-powered air traffic control. They are doing that right now. But again, it's always going to need the oversight. Always the oversight, because you're going to have some Yahoo. I'm going that way.
Let's fly to Sedona.
I don't know. It's a nice day. Let's go over this way. Hey, still to come, some scams that are spreading right now I need to tell you about here on the Kim Komando Show. Over 41,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into one platform. Download the CFO's Guide to AI Machine Learning for free right now at netsuite.com/Kim. I got this one the other day. It said I had a parking infraction.
Oh, no. Where did you park?
I don't know, but I clicked the link.
Why would you do that, Kim Komando?
I wanted to see what happened, and they wanted $6. It was totally fake. You don't want to do it. I can click things because I know it's going to happen. Also, what's now spreading is the non-existent tax rebate. You get a text from the IRS that says, click here, and we're going to give you your $1,400 rebate. And you're like, yes. Okay, do not click that. And then finally, you're going to get a text from somebody that says, oh, hi, do you want to meet me at the park today?
I got that one.
Oh, wrong number.
Yeah.
Nope, you don't want to fall for that either.
I didn't.
Hey, speaking of phones, make sure that you enter to win my iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value. Go right now to winfromkim.com. So we have all these wearables, fitness watches and rings, but there's a new type of ring. It's called the Raw Ring. It's 2 rings. You put one on yourself and you put one on your partner. And it's just packed with tons of artificial intelligence and biometrics and biosensors and accelerometers, and even a microphone is on this little ring. Here's how it's different. Of course, it's going to capture your heart rate, but it's also going to capture your lover's heart rate. And it can distinguish between a heart rate for normal exercise and a heart rate for arousal.
How?
And it changes color. So if your partner, your lover, is aroused, your ring turns pink.
Question.
Mixed on.
Question. Where do I wear this ring?
On your finger.
Oh, finger. Okay. All right.
Finger. Yes, on your finger. You know, if you have to wear this ring to keep track of somebody, you need you need to break and go.
Don't waste money on the ring. Use that money on your lawyer.
You know, they say marriage is like a 3-ring circus.
Who's they?
First, you get the engagement ring, and then you get the wedding ring,
Right.
and then you get the supper ring. You can relate to that.
I can.
Unfortunately.
And then the suffering ends.
All right. On that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to this. It's America's largest, best, award-winning show about all things digital. I'm, of course, America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again to make sure that you're always tech ahead and never left tech behind. And joining me is my cohort in tech crime, Andrew Babinski.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. So would you ever wear that ring?
Sure. Someone wanted me to. I don't know how it works. How does it know when I'm at the gym or when I'm with
It says your heart
Gina?
rate. Your heart rate's different.
I don't believe it for a second.
You don't think so?
No, I'm not going to invest any money in this company.
No. Hey, listen, you can find the Kim Komando Show streaming in your favorite radio app. We're also on 420 top stations, and you can now get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast. So wherever you get your podcast, just search for Komando with a K. And the Komando hotline's open right now at 1-888-825-5254. And just a reminder, you can always drop me your questions over at the website, komando.com, and hit that link that says Ask Kim. And you know that glow that you see on people who just seem to radiate health? It's not just great lighting. It's what's happening inside their bodies. And one of the best kept secrets to looking and feeling amazing is collagen. You see, as we get older, our body slows down collagen production, leading to wrinkles and thinning hair and achy joints and brittle nails. But here's the great news. You can fight back naturally with high-quality collagen from Native Path. You're giving your body the essential building blocks to support smoother skin and stronger nails, shinier hair, and even healthier joints. Now, some studies suggest collagen supplements may support bone health. So it's not about turning back time, it's feeling your best at any age. And if you want to glow from the inside out, it's time to add Native Path collagen to your routine. Your future self is just going to thank you. And right now, as a Kim Komando listener, get 45% off with free shipping and a free gift bundle over at getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
You know, every single day I spend an inordinate amount of time making sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world. I go to at least 35, 40 different sites, and here are the top 5 things that you need to know about right now. And I will raise my hand and make a confession that I read about a new AI chatbot with direct ties to China, and I signed up and I used it with great success.
Whoa. Why would you do this?
It's called Manus, M-A-N-U-S. And it's not just another chatbot. This is a little different. It's like having a digital worker sitting right next to you. It's far more capable of anything that has been ever produced. It's better than chatbot's deep research by DeepSeek. And here's what's different about it is that when you give it a task, it will say, I'm going to be working on this. And if I have any questions, I'll reach out to you. And when I get done, I'm just going to send a notification through your browser, or you can come back and check. So I don't want to get into what I put into Manus.
Was it work related?
100% work related.
Would it be something, and I'm just trying to get an idea. I'm not trying to get it out of you. Would it be something that normally you'd have went to ChatGPT for?
It's something that I would have had to have hired a group of people to work 5 days a week for at least 3 weeks.
Wow.
For this whole group to do a complete analysis of the situation, make recommendations, analyze the data, and then I tried to use ChatGPT with the data, and ChatGPT said the file was too big.
Oh my, wow. And now you had to come back to see the results. How long did you have to wait?
30 minutes.
Which isn't bad.
Versus 3 weeks.
Right.
And hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sure.
Right.
Did you put in company information? I'm guessing this is work related.
Yes, I did.
And you're not worried about that going straight to China?
Well, I'm not, and at some point I will tell you why I'm not, but I don't want to talk about it here.
Sure.
Because I'm just not. Because it's not overly confidential, and it really, I don't want to get into it, but it's not gonna matter to anybody's life.
So if it got out there, wouldn't make sense to anyone anyway.
No, not at all.
Gotcha.
So it's under private invitation right now, but that doesn't mean you can't use it. You can go to Manus. It's manus.im. And when it says, do you want to invite, then you give them your email address, and then you say who you are and why you want it and all that other good stuff. And in case if you have a major project at work where you're trying to come up with prototypes for a product, I also use it as to give me prototypes for a product.
For China?
Prototypes, I was talking about packaging.
I understand, but of all the countries in the world, they're kind of known for ripping off ideas when it comes to innovation.
No. I was asking it to innovate for me.
Right, and then it does, and then they steal it.
No, the ideas were not that good. I'm not going to use it.
Okay.
Speaking of the future, if we start looking at laptops for the last 5 to 10 years, they've been pretty much the same design. Clamshells. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, now we're going to start having new and improved laptops. The Asus ZenBook Duo has 2 screens on one device. Lenovo has just announced the laptop that the display stretches, so you can pull it up or put it back down. It's actually kind of cool. Self-healing materials on your laptop, so if you nick it, all of a sudden it's just going to be better.
How does that work?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
That sounds like some sort of voodoo magic, if you ask me.
My laptop was making noises the other day.
Was it?
It was singing.
What was it singing?
I don't know. It's a Dell. All right, that was dumb. Okay, there's this woman by the name of Jennifer Castro. I don't know if you heard about this. In December 2024, she boards a flight, and she paid for a window seat. She picked the window seat. And as she goes to her seat, a child is sitting there. And she says to the kid, hey, this is my seat. And the kid moves, but then oh, mommy, the mean lady made me move and all this other stuff. And then another passenger starts filming Jennifer and says, I'm recording your face. This is disgusting. This is the 21st century and people have no empathy for children. The video hit TikTok, millions and millions of views. National news picks it up. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is that she has had so much online hate. Okay. Insults, death threats, harassment. She had to quit her banking job.
Death threats because you asked a child to get out of your seat?
Yes, that she paid extra for. Okay. And she said that now she's suing the airlines and the person who filmed her for public shaming.
Why the airline? That one doesn't add up.
Because they let it happen.
I guess.
You know. Millennial parents now are looking at tech products like the Snoo Smart Sleeper Bassinet. It automatically rocks babies to sleep and plays white noise, adjusting to crying by motion and sound. Okay? $1,200.
Okay, it sounds useful, but I can rock my child for free.
Wi-Fi enabled breast pumps. You can't use those.
I can try. Wi-Fi enabled? Why do they need to be Wi-Fi enabled?
Because that's be on the internet. So that this way it can track everything. And it has auto switching modes and a free app to track the volume and history and control the pump remotely.
Ooh, remotely.
$400. But this one is really something. The self-driving AI stroller.
No, thank you.
Okay, guess how much the self-driving AI stroller is?
$3,000.
It is. How'd you know that?
I just guessed.
Yeah, you were right. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Speaking of, let's play a little game. We're going to be playing some sounds and tell me what they are. Number 1, Joey.
A baby?
Yes, okay. Got that. Okay, the second sound.
Is that a whale?
Close.
Dolphin?
It's an elephant.
How? Oh, okay. Size-wise. I was like, a whale and an elephant. Okay, it's an elephant. All right.
Okay, all right. Number three.
Dolphins.
Close. A whale.
Oh.
Okay, all these sounds are from the Golden Record. The Golden
the
Record.
one we shot in outer space?
In 1997, aboard the Voyager 1 and 2 probes, it's literally a record coated in gold, and it's designed for aliens. It contains 116 images, music, sound, greetings in 55 languages to represent life here on Earth.
Whoa, hold on. At one point, we thought that aliens would have record players?
In 1977, we did.
Boy, we were dumb.
Okay, so now it's over 15 billion miles from Earth, drifting beyond the solar system. Oh, by the way, if aliens do find the record, the cover includes instructions on how to play it, plus a map of Earth.
If it's from the 70s, it'll say, go to Radio Shack and get yourself a record player.
So they are sending signals the power's running low. So this golden record, I mean, if we're not thinking that the aliens are going to be able to find it.
So when the power shuts off, it's just going to float in space?
Just
rather than right now,
orbiting.
it's floating in space?
Yes, but it's looking for aliens in case the aliens want to see what we're all about by listening to a golden record. Why a golden record?
I have no idea.
I mean,
people in the 70s were not bright.
That's true. Did you see the clothes? Oh, my God.
What did we do in the 90s? Send out an MP3 player?
Yes, a Walkman. Don't they know that aliens are more into comic books anyway? All that for that.
Super cheesy this week.
I know, it's bad. Hey, even if you think it's a bit overhyped, AI is suddenly everywhere, from self-driving cars to molecular medicine to business efficiency. And if it's not in your industry yet, it's coming fast. But AI needs a lot of speed and computing power. So how do you compete without costs just spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. You see, OCI is a blazing fast and secure platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, plus all your AI and machine learning workloads. OCI costs 50% less for compute and 80% less for networking. So you're just saving a pile of money. Thousands of businesses have already upgraded to OCI, including Vodafone, Thomson Reuters, and Suno AI. And right now, Oracle's offering to cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to OCI. For new U.S. customers with minimum financial commitment, offer ends March 31st. See if your company qualifies for this special offer at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim. Let's see, we're going to be talking about how Amazon is selling used products as new and how you can figure out if that's happening to you. A tech support company charged with the FTC, and you may be getting some money back in case you got scammed. And of course, we have your phone calls, and you have me, Kim Komando, and then Andrew. Hey, I'm giving away an iPhone 16 Pro at winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. $1,000 value, no purchase required. Winfromkim.com. All right, Andrew, let's just plow right into the phone calls. Jeffrey in Reno, Nevada. Hi, Jeffrey. Glad to have you with us.
Hello, Kim. But thank you for the invitation.
So tell me what's going on.
Well, it has to do with a scam that I got involved in off of Instagram and into Bitcoin and everything else.
Well, tell me how it started and tell me where it is now.
It started back in January of 2024, and I got involved with this golfer online. And then we ended up into a chat room, which is a Google chat, and that went pretty well for a while. And then we switched over to Zanji. It's another chat room, and it's an encrypted chat room. And we started talking on there, and she got me involved in Bitcoin. And I said it looked pretty good and everything else. And then she had this other lady that contacted me, which her name was Samantha Connor. And it basically started from there. And then she would text me and talk to me and ask me how it's going and this and that. And it was more like a Bitcoin love scam. And I fell hook, line, and sinker into it. And I started sending money out. And it went from there. It would go to her. It would go into Bitcoin first, then would go into blockchain, then would go into my account. And that account was the FX Global Export. And I got the app on it, and I saw money going in there. And to the date right now, it was supposed to be 1,300,000.
1.3 million, right? Is that what you mean?
Yes, 1.3 million. And I can look it up on my thing, and I can see it on there. And what happened is the initial way I started out with is I had purchased Apple cards. And I used my Discover card and my bank card and everything else. And Samantha, told me that it would be paid for by the time Miss Hannah and I got together, and she would retire from golf, and we'd move to Hawaii, buy a house, and everything else. Well, by the end of December 24, I got a text from her and saying that she would. We couldn't do it this year because she had an extended contract with her professional golf. And so
she's a professional golfer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She is. Okay, so but I have a question. Did you give $1.3 million?
The account says $1.3 million that I can open up and I can see.
Okay, but how much money did you give her?
I gave her probably $50,000 or better.
So the $50,000 magically turned into $1.3 million, which is all bogus.
Yeah, because it was like 30% after 5 days.
Yeah, you know what? This is a classic scam. Now, Jeffrey, I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna put you on hold, and the reason is that we have to pay some bills around here. Okay. And after we pay the bills, we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about the golfer, Samantha, the app, the 50,000, the 1.3 million, just nutso. So I want to get into this, and maybe we can even figure out how to get your money back. Hey, listen, your personal information's out there. Names, addresses, even your online habits are sold by data brokers without your consent. And that's why it's so important to visit privacykim.com for my deal with Incogni and remove your info from the internet. Get 60% off right now at privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com. It doesn't matter how careful you are when using technology. Everyone needs antivirus protection, even me. That's why I keep all my devices safe with Total AV, the award-winning antivirus software. Go to protectwithkim.com right now. Get your first year of protection for only $19. That's protectwithkim.com, protectwithkim.com. All right, if you're just joining us, we've been in conversation with Jeffrey in Nevada. And Jeffrey has met a woman online.
Professional golfer.
We looked her up. She's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
She's about 31 years old. And told Jeffrey that they were going to get together.
Right.
She's going to retire from golf.
And she hooked him up with a cryptocurrency expert.
Samantha.
Connor. Don't forget the last name.
Yes, sure.
Very important. And he ended up giving Samantha $50,000, which then he could see online turned into 1.3 million, but then he figured out it's all a scam.
Yes.
And it doesn't look like you're going to be moving to Hawaii with a professional golfer.
No, not at all. It extended into 2025. At the end of 2025, in December, she would retire from golf because she would have close to $5 million, and we would move in, and then things started falling apart, and she was mentioning that she couldn't really talk to me on Zanji, only texting, because the management would go after her, and these people that are on Instagram, some are celebrities, some are not. The only way you can figure that out is with a check mark next to her.
And even that's not 100%.
Right.
Just because somebody buys a check mark doesn't mean that it's authentic. So So you gave her 50 grand, and you know it's a scam.
Yeah.
What made you think? How old are you?
I'm 72.
Okay.
I just turned 72.
All right. So what made you think? I don't mean to be mean, but what made you think a 30-year-old beautiful golfer making millions and millions of dollars a year is gonna say, "Hey, listen, I want a 72-year-old guy to live with the rest of my life in Hawaii"?
Because on the other chat room, Google Chat, we were talking, and it was all friendly and everything else. And it was like, it don't matter what your age is, love is love and everything else. And, I'd gotten pictures from her, and then I got a video that she sent me, and then I tried to check out the real one, and was never sent, and that person didn't do it to begin with, and so it was an impersonator, and I didn't realize that, but because of they're such pros at this that they can talk you almost into anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just kept on going along with it. And the 50,000 is besides the 30,000 I'm in debt with my credit cards.
Oh, so really 80. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 30,000 rounded figure with my Discover card and my bank card, and it's a Reflect card and a check card that you could use in that one over. And then my Reflect card is they cut both of them off because I had overdrawn and took an advance loans on it, or advance. And then it went up to 29%. And so the next payment is like, I'm devastated financially.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never gotten into anything like this before. And I was always pretty sharp on this. I'd cut people off, and, I could see something coming along. But this one took me totally by the surprise. And it was just so cunning, and it's like, age don't matter. I love you. And it was all this, we'll get married, and honey, how's my husband doing? And, and back and forth. And then this Samantha, she would say, Jeff, you got to make a deposit here. And so I'd make a deposit, and that deposit would go into Bitcoin. I would transfer it from Bitcoin into blockchain, and I would get a notice from blockchain saying that it was received, and I would get a Gmail from Samantha O'Connor saying, well, this is what your bonus is. Some of it was coming out to 20,000, 21,000 and everything else. And she had people working for her, vendors. And they on Bitcoin, you can only send so much out of your account. They would only accept so much per month, at 4,000 a month.
Yeah, it's it's unfortunate because it's a very intricate scam, very much so.
I never heard of it before, and I thought this was a regular Bitcoin because I was seeing the results in this, and
yeah, but it's all what it is. It's all phony. It's all phony.
Listening to you describe it, even to this day, when you know it's a scam, you're saying that Sarah O'Connor had this whole staff working for her, when most likely
Samantha O'Connor.
I apologize. When more likely all of this is just one person doing everything,
or it's everybody
in
a room where they pass somebody off to the next person, to the next person, to the next person.
There's no workers.
So let's talk about what we can do now. Okay. That, of course, you're going to report it to the FBI, the Federal Trade Commission. Okay. I did
the FTC, and that was like 3 weeks ago. And they got a confirmation number. They sent me a number.
All right, good. Number. Okay, now I want you to freeze your credit reports. Okay. You can contact your credit card and bank fraud department and report these as unauthorized transactions. Now, I don't know if you're going to get your money back.
Well, the thing is with that is that these were through Apple cards I had to buy. I bought Apple cards.
But you can still say these were unauthorized transactions. You can still say, that because basically, even if you authorized them at the time, basically what we're talking about is fraud. So these are fraud transactions. Now, whatever you do, do not go online and search for get my money back from a romance crypto scam.
Because that's another scam.
It's another scam. You're going to get somebody who says, oh, Jeff, I can get you your money back.
All we need is money.
And we can pay off your loans, and we can do this, this, and this, and this, this, and this. Now, what's interesting, Andrew, is we also have Bob in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
Hey, Bob.
Hi. I'm here.
Did any of that sound familiar to you?
Pretty much, yes.
So was it the same golfer, the same scenario that you lost money in?
No, not that way. No, mine was a little different. And I did background checks and everything. There were documents involved that looked at the time legal. It turned out to be fakes and things like that.
So what exactly was, I thought you were the same golf scam, and I thought that was such a coincidence. We had two guys at the same time calling in. So how did you get scammed then?
How did I get scammed at? Out of $60,000.
Wow.
Mostly, yeah. Was getting in. I thought I was getting invested in a business. I saw the link for the business that she supposedly was a part owner of.
Hold on. Pause real quick. Pause real quick. Who is the she?
You want a name?
Was it a famous person or just someone saying they were representing the business?
No, she's not famous.
Okay.
Because I did a background. Well, I'll tell you about the background check. Turns out she used to be a porn star.
Porn star.
A porn star.
Okay.
Okay. So not a golfer.
No, this wasn't a golfer. And from Germany.
Okay. A porn star from Germany reached out to you. And
well, no. Let me rephrase that for you, because she didn't reach out to me. I reached out to her through Messenger. She wanted to be friends. Okay, fine. So we talked a little bit, and before you know it, thought she was from Selby, North Carolina. And she didn't leave Selby, North Carolina to go to Turkey to get the cargo container that's got the stuff that they're going to eventually sell online. Supposedly high jewelry and things like that.
Okay.
And so I bought into it for a while, but then all of a sudden she started needing money to release the cargo container to get it shipped to Wilmington. And she supposedly got busted for cocaine one time, which turned out to be false. And they put her in prison. That's false. And she had a lawyer. Lawyer is legitimate, but I don't know that I was dealing with the same one.
You weren't.
Anyway.
No, you weren't. You weren't. So all total, this whole scam that you fell for was $60,000.
Yes. And most of it went through Cash App. Of course, once you go through that, it's gone.
Yeah.
And at the time, I had good credit and was able to get all kinds of credit cards. So I did all the money advances on them. That's where I got the money. So that's where $60,000 came from. So one time she did spend some money to my bank account, debit account. Like, I don't know, she sent $12,000 or $10,000. And then the next day took it out. Long story short there, after the police checked it, they said there was probably some money laundering going on.
So what was your in the end? Were you going after the money, that you were going to take this money and turn it into $120,000, or did you have a romantic interest in this porn star?
Well, there was the romantic interest as well as the business.
Okay.
Both.
Same. So it's the same
I can give you a link to the business.
as Jeffrey, except for instead of a golfer, it was a porn star.
Right.
But, well, she's not doing it now, but
she's not real.
Probably not, although she won't talk on the phone. It's always text.
It's all, yeah. You know, you need to just cut off all communication, Bob. You do. You just need to just cut off any communication, close down whatever app that you're using, close down your Facebook account, and, pull yourself together to know that you've been taken, and they're gonna get every last dime that they can out of you.
And I feel horrible for Jeffrey.
I know.
And I feel horrible for Bob. But In these 2 phone calls, both of them are still referring to this as it was legitimate.
Because they don't want to know.
And it's just heartbreaking.
But I think both of them, Andrew, I think both of these gentlemen know that they got scammed.
Right.
But they still don't want to believe it because they're smarter than this.
But you heard Bob. Well, maybe part of that isn't true. No, none of it's true, Bob.
You know what it is? And I'm sorry to say, and I don't mean to sound mean.
Okay.
They're both lonely.
Absolutely.
Okay. They're being targeted, preyed upon because they're lonely.
But that's what these scams do. They look for your weakness, whether it's lust, whether it's greed, and whatever you show them, they are going to clamp onto it and drain as much as they can.
I just hope that somebody's listening or watching right now, and it's something in here is resonating with them to say, I think I'm getting scammed and I'm not going to give another dime.
Right.
Because you're not going to get your money back.
Or the next time you get a message in your mailbox, hey, my name's Gina, I'm from Germany, and I used to, do porn, that you know immediately.
And I love you forever.
Right.
Not. So sad. Anyone feel like March is just madness? Everything from my work to my workouts is getting interrupted until I found the Everyday Earbuds by Raycon. With active noise cancellation capable of drowning out the most maddening of sounds, Raycon's Everyday Earbuds are your quieting sidekick for the gym, work, or phone calls, offering premium audio that goes where you go. Now, their latest model, better than ever, 32-hour battery life, multi-point connectivity. And speaking of battery, with Raycon's quick charge function, just 10 minutes of charging gives you 90 minutes of battery, all starting at half the price of these other audio premium brands. Now, Raycon's Everyday Earbuds available, tons of colors, style complements yours. And if you're not liking your Raycons, they have a 30-day happiness guarantee return policy, no questions asked. Go to buyraycon.com/Kim, get 20% off the best-selling Everyday Earbuds. Once again, that's buyraycon.com/Kim. All right, still to come, we have more of your phone calls. Hopefully no more scammers here on the Kim Komando Show. Attention growing businesses, Oracle's offering to cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. For new U.S. customers with minimum financial commitment, offer ends March 31st. See if your company qualifies at oracle.com/Kim. I feel so bad for these guys. I do. I mean...
And, you try to be as sensitive as possible, but sometimes you just got to grab them by the shoulders and just shake them.
I know. I don't mean to be mean.
No.
It's not my intention.
They've already suffered a huge amount.
But... golly gee, go to church, go join a group,
and I
volunteer someplace, get yourself out of the house.
I sit here and I go, how? But then you're right. I've never had that mindset. I've never been to a point where I'm either sad or lonely or broke, whatever, that this would be interesting, be intriguing to me.
Even look at it and go, oh, yes, I could get a German porn star and do a business together and get the cargo over to Shelby, North Carolina.
And then all my problems will be solved.
Maybe not. Marilyn in Shreveport, Louisiana. Hi there, Marilyn.
Hello, Kim. I'm so happy to talk to you.
Well, thank you. What's going on?
I have a problem. I am in need of archiving about 500 boxes of files.
Ooh.
And they have some sensitive information in them, so it's not something I want on the cloud. But I need to be able to index them so that I can research and find documents. And
how many boxes did you say? 500?
500. Mm-hmm.
And I, that's. Do you get out much?
Well, you're not going to if you're going to take on this project. See you in 2028.
Where's Marilyn? She's under box number 32.
There you go.
Is this for a business or is this all personal?
This is for business.
Okay.
This is
now you can drop these off someplace. I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, the side of the road, set them on fire, and drive away as quick as possible.
I'm not sure what happened.
Quotes of about $250,000.
Excellent.
Oh
okay.
my.
Excellent. Wow. All right. I'm just thinking, if this were my task, I would go on eBay and I would find a scanner that was used at a business and buy that for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, because that's where you need a machine made for that job. I mean, you can look at a Brother ADS 4900W for $700. Okay.
That's not going to do it.
It does 100 sheets at a time.
Okay, that's not too bad.
The woman has 500 boxes, Andrew. She's going to be here until 2070. Okay.
By the time she has these 500 scanned, she'll have accumulated 500 new ones.
Oh my gosh. Oh, poor woman. Look on eBay for a professional copier scanner, because so many companies like ours, we used to have one. We don't have it anymore. And I remember I got rid of it. I got so much heat. People were like going, I can't believe you're getting rid of the copier and scanner. I'm like, we don't need it. We don't need it. All right. Still to come, we have another scam to talk about, tech support scam. But you might be getting some money back here on the Kim Komando Show. With just one click, ExpressVPN protects and encrypts all your online activities, rerouting through secure servers, making it impossible for third parties to track and sell your online browsing history. Get 4 extra months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. The outfits were called Restoro and Reimage, and they just made tens of millions of dollars, but the FTC has actually shut them down, and they're giving back some refunds, and you may see that in your PayPal account from the FTC. Yeah, they are giving you money. Hey, enter to win that iPhone right now at winfromkim.com. We've been hearing about drone deliveries, it seems, for how long, Andrew? 5 years?
Well, here in the Valley in Phoenix, didn't we have Walmart doing some testing in Surprise? Maybe Amazon?
Yeah, but people were shooting down the packages.
Well, it is Arizona. Come on. Of course they were.
Well, DoorDash is piloting drone delivery of food in Christiansburg, Virginia. All you need is a clear 2 square meter spot on your property, say your driveway, and boom, it's like raining takeout. That's it. They're going to be launching this in other U.S. cities this year. And I don't know if you heard about this, but did you hear about the new food delivery service that features people wearing really tight jeans?
No,
from the 1980s?
From the 80s? No, this sounds so intriguing.
It's called DoorDash.
Wow. That was such a stretch.
People love my jokes.
Did you start with the punchline and then work backwards with the joke?
No, I started with the story. And I was like, oh, DoorDash. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kim Komando, America's beloved digital goddess, here to entertain and inform you week after week and day after day to make sure that you're always tech ahead and never left tech behind. And, of course, that other voice was not me.
Nope.
It was Andrew Babinski, my cohort.
Hi, Kim.
And you can find my award-winning show on over 420 top stations across the United States. And we're streaming in your favorite radio app. And as I like to say, you can also get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast. Yes, we just launched that. The Kim Komando Show is a podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Komando with a K. And then you can take us on the go. And your steps will be happening so much faster. You'll be losing weight faster. You'll be happier. Your thighs will be thinner. And I don't know if you know this, but we had a Harvard study. And if you listen to the Kim Komando Show, you will actually, gentlemen, get more hair.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds like a lie.
These claims have not been valid.
Yeah, throw that disclaimer on there so we're legal.
Yes, exactly. Hey, the problem with Facebook, Google, and the other free services is that they aren't really free. You pay by letting them record and sell your online activity. If the product is free, you've heard me say this, you're the product. Now, this digital version of you is bought and sold by Facebook's real customers, probably marketing companies trying to sell you something. So start protecting your online activity like I do with ExpressVPN. Your internet provider sees every website you visit, while third parties collect logs from apps and websites through your IP address. And they do all this to build a profile of you. Now, because I use ExpressVPN, my online activity activities rerouted through secure encrypted servers and an anonymous IP address, hiding my activity from my ISP in big tech. And ExpressVPN easily connects with just one click. So protect your online activity. Get up to 4 extra months of ExpressVPN for free at expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim. Alrighty then, every single day I scour all these different websites, I read the white papers, and I talk to industry insiders to make sure that we know what's going on in the tech world. And here are 5 things that you need to master today. And if you're looking for a tech-related job, you have to be really careful. Things that you had over the last 5 to 10 years are gone. I'm talking about software engineering, web development, IT support, network administrators. These are dead-end careers. Artificial intelligence is taking over. 40% of job postings now require AI training and experience in the techverse. And by this time next year, it's going to be closer to 60%. And so the bottom line is this. If you don't already have a path to getting AI somewhere in your life, you need to use it. I mean, you're using AI.
More than ever.
What are you using it for?
I'm using it for prep for my radio show. I host a radio show in Phoenix, Arizona, an iHeartRadio station on KEZ. And I use it for prep. I use it to write emails, reach out to clients. And every time I use it, I have to remind myself, this really helps. I need to use this more.
It's amazing.
It's great. I'm actually might pay for ChatGPT.
I was telling Barry about what we did with Carrie's truck, and he was astounded that Carrie's truck was leaking something in the parking lot.
Right.
And so took ChatGPT with a camera on it, said, here, take a look under the truck. And ChatGPT came back and said, I see moisture by the radiator.
Really?
Yes.
That's kind of scary, but awesome.
All right, so you have a little girl. There's a post on Reddit that's going viral from a concerned mom. The 11-year-old girl went over to a sleepover at her friend's house. That's the first problem. Noticed security cameras in her friend's bedroom. So she went to the friend's parents and said, why are these here? And the parents say, oh, those cameras are in her room for security and we'll just turn them off. But the light on the cameras showed that the cameras were still on. So the girl covered the cameras with a shirt and the parents were notified. They came in and removed the shirt from the camera in the kid's bedroom. So that's when the girl says, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And she called her mom. Mom picked her up. So mom got in touch with the other mom, and she said that there's only one cam in the room. It's inactive, and it's not used to watch anyone. And then she said, well, it is the first sleepover with my little girl, and I'm sorry about the camera. So the mom and dad are lying.
Right.
And then they got caught in the lie.
Sure.
What would you do?
Well, first of all, I would tell my child, amazing job. Amazing that you recognized that the camera was in there, that you felt uncomfortable, and then you reached out with you being uncomfortable.
100%.
Heard so many weird stories about sleepovers, so that's something you have to impress on your kids. That if they're uncomfortable, just go home. It's okay. Even if your friends are going to make fun of you, it's okay. I would never allow my child to return to that house.
Never.
No, those parents are very untrustworthy.
I never let Ian have a sleepover.
Never?
No. I told him that he could have his friends over our house, but he couldn't go to anybody else's house.
How did he take that?
He was mad.
Okay, good.
But,
of course he is.
But what I told him, now he can sleep over, a lot of people's homes if he wants to, but he doesn't. He's got one girlfriend. That I don't trust anybody. And I don't know if there's like a weird Uncle Bob. That's what I told him.
Uh-huh. But also, though, for parents who are going to allow their kids, just tell your kids that Uncle Bobs are possible. And that if Uncle Bob is there, go to an adult you trust or just get out of there.
Just get out. Just leave. All right. I saw this article in The Guardian. And there is a picture at the top of this article. I want you to visualize this. A prisoner is sitting in a cage wearing a VR headset. Okay. Prisons in California are now using virtual reality for inmates in solitary. Samantha Royal Tavar, she's the one in the picture. She spent 3 weeks in solitary, then one day shackled to a metal table. She was handed a VR headset from a nonprofit called Creative Arts. She put it on and suddenly she wasn't in prison anymore. She was soaring over Thailand, going to a market, bathing elephants. Carlos Ortega spent 6 months in solitary. He tried to stay human. He'd ask guards, how's your drive going? What's going on in the world? They're like, we don't want to even talk to you. So they gave him the VR headset, and then he was in Paris.
Okay.
And when he was in Paris, he said, I need to straighten up my life. If I ever want to get out of here, I need to really pull my act together. It seems to be working. Infractions, and these are hardened criminals.
Right. If you're in solitary, you were in prison for something,
Bad.
and then you did something bad in prison.
Yes.
They got you put in solitary.
So infractions have dropped 96%.
I believe it. You're giving them hope. You're giving something. You're giving, instead of 4 concrete walls, they get to see what they're missing out on.
So when's the last time you went to Wikipedia?
Ooh, boy.
I know, me too.
Maybe once in the last month?
Apparently, when you have images on Wikipedia, every image has to be free to use. So there are a lot of celebrity images there that are grainy, years old. They don't look good.
Right.
So there's now something called Wiki Portraits. Wiki Portraits. People who are Wikipedia diehards go to red carpet events, award shows, and festivals with all these cameras, and they go up to and they say, listen, your Wikipedia picture is horrible.
So let me take a good one of you that I own the rights to, and I'll donate to Wikipedia. They can post up there.
Succession's Jeremy Strong says, wait, you're from Wikipedia? For the love of God, take down that photo. Please take down that photo. And finally this. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Right.
Can you sing it?
Is that Metallica?
Yeah. Can you sing it?
That's the only part I know. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that.
I was never a Metallica fan.
Me either. That's all I know. Mm-hmm. And that's probably from watching football.
So Apple has the Vision Pro. Not so good. They kind of all but said, we're not really sure we're going to keep making this. It's $3,499.
You mean to tell me it's not sold billions and every single person walking up and down the streets and sitting in a coffee shop is wearing one?
It's a shocker. It's a shocker. So Apple says, we have a really great idea. This is somebody in their marketing department. Metallica's concerts attended by millions. And what if we film it as if it was a concert just for the Vision Pro? 180-degree video, 3D sound, to make sure that people feel like they're there. As a matter of fact, 14 Apple immersive videos.
Cool.
And we're going to drop it on the Apple TV app. But this is the marketing genius. If you make a demo of the Apple Vision Pro, book a demo with the Apple Vision Pro at your local Apple store, you can preview that concert for free.
But does the concert have the same pizzazz if you're not wearing the Apple Vision Pro?
No. So that's why they are hoping that people are going to flock to the Apple stores and book a demo of this $3,500.
So I can watch one concert once and then put it on a bookshelf and never use it again.
Yes.
I'll pass.
Yes. Can we play a little bit of Metallica just to get that feel for
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Okay, that's enough. That was it. I couldn't handle it. That is like so stressful.
It is hard music.
It is. You know, why do wind turbines like Metallica?
I don't know.
Because they're huge metal fans.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me...
That should be your rim shot from now on. Anytime you say an awful joke, we just play that.
Oh, God, no. I've stopped telling jokes. I can't do it.
Oh, then we definitely need to implement this plan.
We all need routines that bring us calm in a chaotic world. For millions of Americans, arming their Simply Safe home security system is more than just a step in their daily routine. It's a moment of peace. You see, with Simply Safe, confidence is just a button press away. It's more than home security. It's the freedom to focus on what matters most. Simply Safe pairs cutting-edge technology with 24/7 professional monitoring to deliver that peace of mind every single day. Their award-winning system includes groundbreaking features like Active Guard outdoor protection, where live monitoring agents use AI-powered cameras to spot and engage threats. And right now, Simply Safe is offering 50% off a new system with professional monitoring. Their 60-day risk-free trial means you can experience how Simply Safe fits into your life worry-free. Visit simplysafekim.com right now to claim 50% off a new system with a professional monitoring plan, and you're going to get the first month free. That's simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe. All right, coming up, we have an unusual scam that turned into a threat. Also going to be talking about if your insurance company says, hey, can we track you? Because then you're going to save big bucks on your insurance. And what's the downside to that? Of course, it's more than just tracking. And then we have your phone calls, and you have me and Andrew. Hey, there's still time for you to win a brand new iPhone 16 Pro at $999 value. I don't know why you haven't entered. I know you haven't. I can see it on your face. Go to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com, because maybe you made a mistake like Andrew did and you said, you know what? I am going to go Samsung because I am better than iPhones. And then he came crawling back.
What an expensive mistake that was.
But when you first got it, you're like, oh, the camera is so much better.
Yeah.
The experience is so much better.
I did. Yeah. And then I used it for 6 weeks, and I was in tears because I wanted to go back.
And I called you my little green buddy.
But I fixed it. I changed. I came back to the cult.
He did. But for that while, he was like, I'm better than all of you.
Let me pull out my stylus and see if I can check something on the internet. Stupid stylus.
I liked when you were like, how the heck do I do this? I don't know what I'm doing with it. How much did that cost you?
$1,200.
Excellent. Good financial move.
Absolutely.
Love that. We're going to send you over to Dave Ramsey next. Mike in Raleigh, North Carolina. Glad to have you with us. What's going on, Mike?
Okay. Hey, so I just want to make sure, are you the real Kim Komando or a scam?
No, it's not. It's not the real Kim. It's a Kim chatbot. She's powered by ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kidding. She's real.
I'm right here.
She's right there.
I mean, gosh, I even did my hair today.
After all these scam callers. So I got a question. I do security cameras. Well, I started out at my house just kind of monitoring what's going on outside my neighborhood. And then I put some cameras up at our church. So while we're in service, we can monitor the parking lot, make sure everything's safe. But I have the thing where I want to be able to switch between different cameras without changing apps. I've got different brands. I've got at my house, I have 2 different brands, and I want to be able to switch between different camera views without changing, getting out of one app, going into another. What's a good way, an app or a device I can do that with?
Well, this is not an uncommon problem. A lot of people have different brands. I do too. I have one type. I have like a Ring camera on the gate, and then I have a Simply Safe camera, and then I've got some Nest cams, and then I've got other cams.
Yeah, and you're right. They're all different apps.
And then instead of just sitting there opening up all these different apps, you're like, oh, and then one closes, and then the picture that you want's gone. You're like, so when this was happening in my life, I went to the highest authority known to me. And I am therefore passing this along free of charge to you, Mike.
Awesome.
Is that there's a gentleman in this building who's amazing.
I'm right here. Stop.
Not you, ding dong.
Oh.
John, my IT genius, John. How would you describe John?
Like the greatest guy on the planet.
He is.
So dedicated, so smart.
So smart. And so I told John my problem, and John said, here, this is what you need. So there's a multi-camera monitoring app called Blue Iris. Iris. And it allows remote access to all your feeds at once. Now, you do need a dedicated computer to run it, so just slap it on there. And it works with almost all your IP. Now, of course, you're going to want it free. I know, I can hear it. Okay, but it's not free.
Oh, no.
It's not free. Okay, I'm sorry, it's not free. And you're going to have to pay for it, okay? It's, I think it's like $60. One-time use. $60 just.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, $60, one-time use.
I thought we were looking at like $12.99 per month.
And then John took it to another level. He used something called a Rio Link.
I was going to say that. Didn't he use a Rio Link?
Yeah. Not Real Link, a Rio Link.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I know. And then that's a network video recorder. So you can have all your cameras recording on your own little device without it being all, and you're not paying all these various monthly fees.
Is there a fee with that one to
Of course
record
that
it?
is. That's like $300.
Okay.
But if you want to have it done the right way, that's what you do. But otherwise, you can do it for free. Just keep going in and out all these little apps, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But when John says something's going to work, you know what?
It works.
It just works. It does. And thanks for your call today, Mike. I appreciate you getting through. Hey, if you want to glow from the inside out, get your natural radiance back with Native Path Collagen. Some studies suggest collagen supplements may support bone health, tissue recovery, and overall skin and hair wellness. And right now, you can get 45% off, free shipping, and a free gift bundle by going to getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
All right, so here's the deal. Chatbots like to use certain words. And so if you have these words and things that you are passing out, somebody's going to say, yeah, that's chatbot. ChatGPT uses the word utilize.
Utilize. It utilizes utilize.
Gemini, essentially. Anthropic, according to. That's right. I like big words, and I cannot prevaricate.
What?
Yes. That means speak evasively.
Prevaricate.
Ooh, yes. Stay right where you are. More of the show's coming up. Escape the madness in March with Everyday Earbuds by Raycon. The latest model comes with active noise cancellation, starts at half the price of other premium audio brands. Go to buyraycon.com/Kim to get 20% off the best-selling everyday earbuds. That's buyraycon.com/Kim, buyraycon.com/Kim. Let's see. We have an unbelievable scam. I'm going to tell you more about that. And then later on, smart driving programs with your insurance. Do you really want to buy into that? And what are you really giving up? But back to the phones we go with Lynn Marie in New York. Glad to have you with us. What's going on today?
Hi, Kim. Thank you for taking the call. Well, let's see. I wanted to ask you about medical alert systems. I have a lot of elders in the last few years falling, and I actually have an uncle right now in hospital in a coma from a fall that he recently had in the bathroom. And they didn't find him until the next day. So
that's frightening.
It's been kind of crazy. And I have a 98-year-old grandmother that lives in Puerto Rico that's had 2 falls. So the elders in my family are very independent. They don't have like home health aides coming in to visit them. They rely solely on family to care for them. But I'm like very concerned, and I just wanted to see if there was any suggestions that you can make in terms of like finding a low-cost medical alert system that they can use.
Yeah, you definitely need these. You do. And, and bless you for taking care of your family members like this and being concerned. And, and because a lot of folks, they'd be like, well, I don't know what to do, so I guess I'll just move on.
Right.
You've got everything from Apple Watches to help I can't get up type of life alerts. There are also probably some state and city programs that you might want to tap into too that can do some check-ins and to make sure that the folks are okay. When I needed to find one of these for my mom, I went to a company called Medical Guardian. And it does GPS tracking, has mobile options. And boy, I'll tell you, those people were like Johnny on the spot. What I mean is that if I dropped her necklace that she was wearing, I would get a phone call. And they would be like, are you sure she's okay? I'm like, yeah, it was just me. Okay, I dropped it. She's fine. And then my mother would be sitting there. And then you have a similar accent to my mother because she was from Brooklyn. She'd be like, I'm okay over here. Leave me alone, And
so are you saying that the bracelet or the necklace was connected to the internet, and then once it sensed motion, that was what would alert?
Yes.
That's pretty cool technology.
And it's instantaneous. It's instantaneous. It works a lot like the Apple Watch, but the Apple Watch does one step further. If you fall and you don't respond, It'll give you 30 seconds to respond to the SOS. And then if you don't respond, it's going to send your coordinates to the local fire department. And so that this way they know exactly where you are. And then also will alert your emergency contacts. So the technology has gotten really, really amazing. And then there's still Life Alert. That's the one, the commercial, I've fallen and help, I can't get up.
The classic.
Yes. And
Right, I remember those, yeah.
and so the Medical Guardian is like $30 a month. The Life Alert is $50 a month.
Okay, okay.
So either one of those devices. Now, depending upon your situation, I like to tell people about Amazon's Caregiver program. And Amazon has the Echo Shows, of course, the little screens, 5-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, and now 12-inch screens. And what that allows you to do is that you can say, Alexa, I want to drop in on Grandma, who's 98. And then she has a screen and it just pops up, and that's where you are saying, hey, how are you? What's going on? Just want to make sure that everything's good in your world. And then they have a $20 a month package, is that if Alexa detects that a routine has not been the same, meaning that Granny normally gets up at 9, she gets her meds at 10, she's watching Judge Judy at 12 or whatever it may be, that then they will alert you, and as well as she gets 911 help by saying, Alexa, call 911. So there are these different programs, and that Amazon program also allows you to share that with that capability with a couple of other people. So, I don't know where everybody's living, and I don't know what might work for you best, but take a look at Medical Guardian would be the first one, Life Alert. Of course, an Apple Watch if you can afford it, but like you said, cost is a concern. And then I got a lot of information on the website about this Amazon Echo, because I really think it's a pretty innovative solution. And thanks for your call today. Let's see, Mitch in Suffolk, Virginia. Hi, Mitch.
Hey, Kim. How you doing?
Great. Glad to have you on board with us. What's on your mind?
I have a question. Can I use a Chromebook for financial transactions for my bank, brokerage account, etc., without antivirus? Just those institutions? No surfing the web, no emails, just that?
Well, you can. The thing about a Chromebook, and you know what a Chromebook is, right, Andrew? Just making sure.
It's an operating system that lives in the cloud.
Yes, and it's just there. It's the Chrome operating system on a Chromebook. And I'll tell you the reason why I hesitated, okay? Because before you consider doing this, what a lot of people don't know is that Chromebooks come with an expiration date. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a 10-year window.
Or maybe less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on the model.
Yes, and the make. That's why a lot of schools that gave the kids Chromebooks are like, now what? We did during COVID, we gave everybody a Chromebook to take home, and they're all dead.
So it just gets bricked?
Well, you can still use it, but it's not safe. Okay. So if you go to End of Life, that's the website, endoflife.date, and you type in your make and model of your Chromebook, it'll tell you whether or not it's going to, go to the intergalactic big bucket and bite you in the butt. So with Chromebooks, it is sandboxed. So what that means is that even if malware sneaks in, that it can't spread. They are always updating in the background, so you have the latest security patches. Because you can't install traditional software, the thought is you cannot get traditional viruses. So you can do this, but you're going to have to make sure that you never go to public Wi-Fi, never download attachments for anything, always type in the URL for your bank, your financial institution. Make sure you have an authenticator app set up. Don't use 2FA. Use a biometric login, and you might need an app for that. But, personally, if this was all my money on a Chromebook and I don't want to spend $20 for antivirus, I don't know if that's a good financial move.
Can you install antivirus on the Chromebook?
They work on Chrome, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, really? Just saying.
Hey, maybe he's a gambler.
That's true.
Take a shot.
It's true.
Roll them dice.
Speaking of antivirus, look at this coinky dinky. Bob in Chicago wrote, I thought I was being careful. I got an email from my bank that looked legit. It said there was suspicious activity. So I logged in to secure my account. A minute later, my money was gone and I was locked out. Even the most careful people can get caught by these clever hackers and scammers. And that's why you need solid antivirus protection that instantly blocks harmful malware threats and viruses in real time, keeping your personal data identity safe. Now, Total AV is the award-winning antivirus I use and trust, and so do 35 million other people. It could have stopped that probably from happening. Go to protectwithkim.com right now and get Total AV, just $19 for the first year, covering up to 5 devices. That's protectwithkim.com. And don't wait, your security matters. Go to protectwithkim.com. All right, this is an unbelievable story. Bethany Barron lost her cat, and then she went on Facebook and Nextdoor saying, hey, does anybody see here's a picture of my cat. Does anybody help me find my cat? So she went out with her husband looking for the cat, and then she got a call from somebody claimed to be from the All Pets Veterinary Center. The caller said that they had her cat. Unfortunately, the cat was hit by a car, lost a lot of blood, and needed emergency surgery. So Bethany looked up the phone number that she got the call from, and yes, it was the vet's office. It matched. And the caller said she had to send over $700 immediately through Venmo or Zelle to cover the surgery. That's when she got suspicious, because she didn't want to send the money right away. And then the caller started to threaten her to come to her house to kill them and to kill the cat.
Which most vets do.
She called the police. Surprise. When she got to her house, the real cat walked in.
How did they mimic the phone number?
Completely fine. Oh, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
That's easy. That's,
even an existing phone number?
Yes. I could call you right now from the Los Angeles Rams to say, Andrew, we respect you and we love you. And we want you to be our number one correspondent. You'll always get 50-yard line seats. And I know you're a Diamondbacks fan, but that's okay.
Those are two separate sports.
Oh, are they? Really?
The scam's up. I know it's fake.
Where did I go wrong?
Diamondbacks are baseball, Rams are football.
Oh, that's close. I went to the Dodgers game the other day. And it was probably the 6th inning. Uh-huh. And I looked up, I said, oh, well, there's the score. It's 10-7. And Barry's like, no, Cam, that's the hits. The score is 4-2.
Such a sports fan. Kim Komando. This woman's been to 2 Super Bowls.
How many have you been to?
0.
Ho, ho, ho. Yes, the 50-yard line.
Thanks, Rams. Appreciate the call.
That's how you know it's a scam. All right, still to come, we have more of your phone calls as well. We're going to talk about insurance companies that are offering you those little gadgets where they can track everything, and then they're going to reduce your premiums by 20 to 30% here on the Kim Komando Show. Did you know that there's malware out there that records every single thing that you type? It's called a keylogger. It's one of the sneakiest ways that hackers steal passwords, credit card numbers, and private info. It's pretty scary. That's where Endpoint Lock comes in. Think of it like a secret vault for your keyboard. Go to endpointlock.com/Kim and use code KIM10 for 10% off a monthly or annual plan. That's endpointlock.com/Kim, code KIM and the number 10, endpointlock.com/Kim. You know, try as I might, Andrew, I can't seem to be able to teach Barry how to use AI. And I don't know if he's reluctant to use it.
In any form.
Like with ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is so easy.
Because he has to write a legal letter. And I'll say, just try it in this. And then he's like, oh, well, I'll do it. No, it hallucinates. It doesn't do it. So I was showing him some work that I was doing, and he was astounded by it. But I still can't get him to use it.
But it sounds like it's not a learning curve thing. It is a trust issue.
Yes. I think, you know what? That's what it is. It is exactly a trust issue.
You know, it's interesting because Barry would probably fall into this category. I saw a story where they took iPhone users and Galaxy users.
Okay.
And if you turn on the television, every commercial you see for these phone companies right now is AI built in, Apple Intelligence. And they asked them, they did a survey to ask them how often and how helpful the AI built into their phone is. What percentage of Apple iPhone users, would you just guess, said it has no impact whatsoever?
Well, I don't use Apple Intelligence.
Right. We just use Siri.
Yeah, but even hardly not that. I use Siri just for commands.
Okay.
Text, call,
Gotcha.
Give me directions, set an alarm, put this on my calendar. I don't sit there and say, I have this in my refrigerator, give me stuff to make.
Okay.
Which I do with ChatGPT.
Yes.
Or better yet, I take a picture of what's inside and say, tell me what I can make. Back to your percentage, 10%?
You're saying 10% liked it or 10% didn't like it?
10% like it.
No. It's actually higher. 73% of iPhone users say that Apple Intelligence adds nothing to their phone. Despite the fact that Apple is doing nothing but marketing. What surprised me, though, is that Samsung Galaxy users is even higher. 87% say that it adds absolutely nothing to the phone. And if the users on the other end aren't using it, why are the companies marketing it so hard?
Well, just this past week, Tim Cook came out. I guess you didn't see this. And he said we were going to release an update to Siri, Apple Intelligence, where Siri would work all across all the apps, so you could order an Uber, whatever you wanted. But we are going to hold off on that because it's not really working the way that we want it to work.
But they're going to do it at some point.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's more features, you'll get iPhone users and Samsung users to actually interface with it. But you're right, I don't use it either. I use Siri a lot. And Apple Intelligence is built into Siri. And I think the new Siri, I think, is much better. On this iPhone 16, I think the Siri is much better than it has been in the past. But I don't use Apple Intelligence at all.
No.
Even though I got on the waiting list and everything.
You were super excited.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the waiting list.
Yes, I needed that. Laura in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Glad to have you with us, Laura. How can I lend a hand?
I appreciate you talking to me. And listen, I just love all the nuggets of wisdom that you share all the time. I enjoy listening to your show and what you can share with us.
Oh, thank you.
So I called because I heard a show a while back, and it had to do with Facebook, and the culmination of it was you gave out a phone number for the caller to try to get in touch with Facebook. And the reason why I'm seeking that phone number is my daughter passed away in January of 2024.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It takes about, well, it depends on where you live, but it took us about 6 weeks to get the death certificate. So around March, April, May, around May, I memorialized her account because in order to do that with Facebook, you have to prove, that kind of thing, which worked fine. Had no problems with that. Worked fine. It wasn't until probably October when the holidays start ramping up that I'm, scrolling through Facebook and looking for her comments that she's made and those kind of things, and nothing's showing up. And so did some more digging, and her profile is totally gone, totally deleted.
Oh, no.
And every comment and every picture and everything she ever shared on there.
Was it taken over or it was deleted?
It's deleted. Well, you can't find it. You cannot find it. So I did some research, found some email addresses, found some, which didn't result in anything, went through Meta and the Facebook links for connecting with people. Sidebar on that, just a warning if you didn't know about this, there can be scams within those links. Mm-hmm. One of them was they worked with me up until we talked about what was going on. They suggested that it had been hacked, and so Facebook removed it, and they could get it back. But then when they said, "But we need access to Venmo for you to deposit $1,"
all right, then they got scammed.
We'll take,
Okay.
And
all right.
I said, "No, never mind."
Let me try to help you. I will give you the phone number. I don't have it right in front of me while I'm doing the show, but we will get you that phone number. There's also appeals. Let me give you a couple of email addresses. appeals@fb.com, disabled@fb.com. I don't know if those still work, but they used to for a while. Now, I can do one solid better for you, Laura, is that we buy ads on Facebook. And when we buy ads on Facebook is that we have access to a business center. And when you have access to a business center, you have access to a human being. Yes. So I'm going to try to work with you on that, too. If you have the address, make sure you give it to Maddie, who's screening, and we'll see if we can get that back. Oh, my gosh.
A human at Facebook?
I know.
I don't think those existed.
Hey, we have more of the show coming up. Hey, just a reminder, make sure that you enter to win that brand new iPhone. The address is simple, winfromkim.com. And you can also get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast in your favorite podcast player. Just search for my last name, Komando, with a K, of course.